Hey friends, I wanted to share a little bit today about why I'm so passionate about sharing the spiritual path within community spaces. I think one of the misconceptions I hear a lot is that your spiritual path is this really private thing. It's just about your relationship between you and spirit or you and God. And yes, it begins there. That's the beginning for sure. But that relationship is what helps you to heal and restore your relationship with your most authentic self, with your soul. It's that relationship that helps you to heal and open your heart. So that relationship is like this big ripple effect, so that when you're on the spiritual path, when you're healing your spirit, when you're healing your soul, you better believe that every relationship in your life is going to be impacted by that. So there's lots of reasons why I love to share the spiritual path within community, but one of those reasons is just normalization. It's like we're going through these big shifts. Our ego is doing its little jumping jacks. Our mind is maybe freaking out about what does all this mean. And when we're in a community space, it's like this place where we can just ground and we can listen to other people's experiences and know that, oh, they're going through that too. So it's the normalization is very powerful. It's also a place where you get to heal and transform childhood patterns that are potentially impacting your life today. So if, for example, you came from a family where it wasn't okay to have feelings, and then in your life, what you do is you go around holding all your feelings inside, then when you're in this safe space of community, you get to practice having some of those feelings and having them witnessed and growing your neurology around your feelings. Or if, for example, when you were a child, you had to go through difficult things alone, and then in the rest of your life, when you go through difficult things, you have this tendency to withdraw from people rather than share your difficulties. Then when you're in the space of community and you're going through something difficult, you can learn how to share the difficulty, how to be with people who care about you and get through difficulties. Spiritual practice within community is also a place where you get to be vulnerable about your spiritual path, because we all have questions. We all feel weird, right? So it's a place where you can open up and maybe share about some of your feelings about your ancestors, about what they went through, what they're going through, and how that's impacting you. It's a space where you can have that existential angst about, I'm not really feeling like I have meaning in my life, or I don't know why I'm here, or why did I choose this human incarnation? What is my soul needing? Where is my soul going? What is my soul longing for? And you can have that kind of vulnerability, and I can guarantee you that everybody else in the room has had that at some point. So again, it's this beautiful experience of normalization and validation. And I just want to say a few words on what happens when you go from the bubble of community back out into your world, because this process of navigating that terrain is really, really important. There's so many people I know that they have their spiritual practice in their spiritual community and they put it off to the side and they're not sharing with their loved ones about it. And that can create a lot of problems. Because as I said, when you're going through these inner shifts, when you're growing spiritually, there is going to be ripple effects. So it's really important that we take responsibility and we stay in integrity and we share what's happening for us in our close and immediate relationships. I've seen this happen over the years to many, many people. They come to the spiritual path and I ask them about their partners and they say, oh, my partner says, well, that's my thing. It's not really their thing. So I just do my own thing over here. But in the meantime, you're having these internal shifts. You're having your relationship with yourself is becoming more and more intimate, and that is not translating over into your family life or your partnership. So I think it is really, really important that we're really courageous and we go home and we have these conversations. Now, this doesn't mean that we are going to completely saturate our partner, that we're going to completely bombard them with all of these deep processes. But I think it is really important that we share some of the seeds of our learning. We share certain pieces of our learning so that those seeds can take root within the soul of our relationship and ensure that the soul of our relationship is being tended to as we're growing. That way, there are ripples into the relationship, and sometimes those changes can bring waves. But I've seen it all too often that if we don't share and we're not courageous as we go along, we can end up, creating this massive tidal wave of destruction in the relationship that could have just been a ripple way back then. It's also one of the reasons why I encourage people to share the seeds of the wisdom teachings with their loved ones, with their family, or to take some of those really simple rituals home and do them with their kids, or to take some of those relating exercises home and do them with their loved ones. Because when we are growing and changing and we're relating and we're related, we're connected to other people, everything is impacted by that, and we have to take responsibility for that.